Welcome to another video by yours truly, Tony Solo. When you don't interrupt women, you don't approach. This is very important for you to wrap your mind around. I was talking to a guy and he said to me, you know, when I see a woman, the first thing that comes to me is she's attractive, but then I start to feel like I don't want to interrupt her. I don't want to feel like I'm bothering her. So I don't do anything. And he's right. This is the track of action that will happen when you see someone that you like, but then there's a part of you that's so used to being polite, is so used to being nice, that is not willing, you're not willing to let go of it. Because what if you go over there and talk to her and she doesn't like it? What if you go say hello and she feels like you've interrupted her day and you've disturbed her? This is some guy's worst nightmare. Let me just give you some insight into interrupting. When you say, I don't want to interrupt her, what you're really saying is, I don't want to go over there and make her feel like she's disturbed. Because then, if she gives me a harsh reaction, I'm going to feel like I've done something wrong and I'm not a good person. This is the literal translation of action that's happening. It's very scary for anybody when you want people to see you as a good person. To have a reality or to have a moment where somebody is disapproving you. Being approved of as a good person feels great. You feel wonderful in this personality. You do. You may notice that because you care so much about being polite, not only to women but to others, you may notice that when you're interacting with everybody, you're overly nice. You're being so polite all the time. You're trying to make them feel good all the time. And even as you're doing this, you can sense there's a part of you that's also in fear. The fear that maybe I may fuck up at some moment and then I won't be a nice person. Or the fear that they won't be perceiving me as good for what I'm doing. And it controls you. People pleasing, a side effect. You hope to please others so much that you're not willing to risk what you've built. You're not willing to risk the fact that you're such a good person. And what's crazy is that you're not even a good person for doing this. You are not a good person for being polite. This is a misconception that people have when they're operating through life, is that if I'm only just good, if I'm only just making people feel well, if I'm only doing things that people can feel good about, then I'm a good person. If I have good intention, then I'm a good person. And that robs you of really experiencing what you want. Because what you want may come up in a moment. And you may feel, you know what? Right now, I would love to go speak to her. I would love to do that. Right now, I would love to say this. Right now, I feel like I want to do this. But you must always check in to make sure that nobody else will feel bad by it. There's this check-in, this, I want to do this, but okay, this person may feel like this, nope, I won't do it. I want to express this, but this person may feel like this, so I won't do it. I want to go do this, but what if this person doesn't like it, so I won't do it. This constant checking in is where the glitch happens. Me being someone who's had a track from when I was very young of being a people pleaser, I became very good at this. I remember coming up in school and there would be a group of people standing there. And what I would feel in that moment is, all right, I want to go speak to them, but I better come in with something interesting to say. And then as I'm there talking to them, I will always focus on entertaining and keeping everybody happy and in a good mood. This was the whole time thing. I did this the whole time. And then, as I'm in there, if I felt like there was any tension happening between people, I would become quiet because I knew in that moment I didn't want anything to go bad. I didn't try to break it up. I didn't try to do that. Or sometimes I did try to break it up. Because I just wanted everybody to feel good. In walking away, I would try to say something. And I knew of this. And I was like, why do I keep doing that? I will walk away from the group. But before I walk away, I would try to say something that's really, really funny or something that's really, this one is attractive. I'll try to say something that's really interesting so the group can feel something good about me, and then I will walk away. And I struggle with this good person persona for a very long time. I struggle with it. That's what all this is stemming from. You wanting to be so polite, me wanting to be so polite that I wasn't willing to be, so to speak, the bad person. I wanted to be so polite because I always wanted everybody to see me as good, because I view myself as a good person, and maybe you do. And that followed me all the way through my life to the point where I would be talking to women, and yes, some women I would interrupt. I would only go that far, but let's say that a woman would feel that she wanted me to leave or something. Then immediately I would start feeling like, fuck, I'm doing something wrong, and then I would walk away. And to an even deeper level, I would be talking to women and they would not believe what I'm saying sometimes. And I feel, why is this woman not believing me? I want her to truly believe what I'm saying. I'm a good person. Why would I lie to you? And I got so tired of it. I got so tired of me just wanting to always be a good person that I said, you know what? If I have good intention, then I'm a good person. Because I thought this was a cure. That's what I said to myself. Then I went about with this thing of, okay, she feels like I was lying, or she feels like I'm not telling the truth, or she feels like I'm interrupting her and I should go away. You know what? I have good intentions. My intention is to give you a compliment and to make your day. So I'm doing something that's good. That's your issue. if you feel like I've done something wrong. That's your issue. But then that came to a standstill. Because as you know, me being someone who's growing, that definitely came to a standstill when I started to see that just because I'm someone who has good intention does not mean that I'm a good person. It is only masking the other side. That's it. It's masking the other side of me trying to cover up the fact that I'm scared of being seen as a bad person. I'm trying to mask it. I'm trying to do things where I remain in this light. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do things where I only stay in the light of the good person. So I even mask it by saying, you know what? If I am someone with good intention, then I am someone that's good. And then with that, it's masked. And then when it's stripped away, I just went, okay, what is the truth here? The truth is that I hate feeling like somebody doesn't believe me. I hate feeling like I'm not a good person. I hate feeling that. Why is that? Because I'm afraid of expressing the parts of myself that feel like it's on, quote unquote, the negative side. That's why I'm feeling all this. So I stripped it away. I just totally gave myself the chance to go, I don't care about being a person of good intention, or I don't care about being a person of bad intention. I'm just gonna let women react to me the way they're gonna react. I'm gonna go out and approach. And this is something for you. And if a woman feels that I'm interrupting her, I'm gonna let her feel that. And I'm not gonna try to extract a meaning about how I can become strong to that fact. I'm just gonna let her feel that, and I'm gonna feel what I'm gonna feel based on what she's feeling. I'm not gonna run away from the feeling of feeling like I've done something wrong. I'm going to sit in that feeling. I'm going to let her feel that I've done something wrong. That's what I'm gonna do. And I would go up to a woman and approach her. And then maybe she would go like this. And then I would walk away. And I would feel all these things inside of me. And I wouldn't try to do something about it. Because before, I was trying to do something about it. I was trying to go, well, if she feels that, you know what that means? That means that she's in a bad mood and I have good intentions so she can feel that. I was trying to do something about it. I was trying to combat that feeling with a mindset that's stronger than it. And mindsets are never stronger than feeling. Feeling overrides everything in life. And I would talk to the next girl and feel whatever I feel. Then talk to the next girl and feel whatever I feel. And what I started to notice over time is women are just gonna feel the way they're gonna feel based on what I do. And I am not interested in changing that. If they feel that I'm weird for doing something, then I'm gonna feel weird. If they're gonna feel like I'm creepy for doing it, then I'm gonna feel creepy. If they're gonna feel like I'm a guy who's sleazy for doing this, or I'm not a guy who's a good person, then I'm gonna feel that. That's what freed me. It's to not trying to combat it with the mindset. It wasn't the option of just not approaching because then I wouldn't have any chance. It was just the option of choosing that I'm going to let her feel what she's going to feel based on what I'm doing. I say to you, interrupt women. Do it. Interrupt them. There's another video where I start with saying, interrupt them. And I'll put that link below in the description box. But I was talking to a guy in Toronto and he kept saying, before I go up, I have this feeling like I'm going to be, bothering her, like I'm a nuisance. And the same thing that I told him is the same thing I'm going to tell you. You must feel like a nuisance when you're talking to women. You must feel like you're doing something that's bad. You must feel like you're doing something that's not accepted. This is the only way you're going to enjoy talking to women. The guy who can feel like he's a nuisance is the guy who's going to enjoy the moments where he's not feeling like that. To the extent that you feel like a nuisance is to the extent that you're going to be free enough to be expressive in front of the woman. As you're walking up to a woman, or when you see a woman, the feeling of, okay, I don't want to bother her, when that comes over you, there's an understanding that needs to happen right now. It's not that you don't want to interrupt her. It's that you want her to know that you mean well and that you're not trying to make her feel bad. That's actually what you want to express to her. But guess what? You have the opportunity to express that. You do. Because sometimes when you walk up to a woman, yes, she do feel like you're interrupting her or she doesn't want to be disturbed. She does feel that. But in that moment, you have the opportunity to be empathetic and go, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm sorry, I know this may be a little bit strange. You have to forgive me, but I had to come say hello to you. And I know this, you may not want to speak right now, but hi, my name is this. That moment gives you the opportunity to do that. Because what you're feeling is that, you know what, if I go up and I say something, I won't be able to turn it around. She'll feel like I'm a nuisance, and then from that position, oh fuck, I'm a bad person, and now I'm gonna walk off. I'm not gonna do that anymore, because when I approach women, that means they feel like I'm disturbing them. Or maybe you don't even get evidence, but you've already projected that they're gonna be disturbed. Because you feel like, in some way, that you're not cool or comfortable or interesting to talk to. There's so many deep levels to this. It's not just the fact that I don't want to interrupt them. No, it's not that. It's not, oh, I feel like I'll be bothering them. No, it's not that. That's the most surface level, and that's the projection. Many of the times it doesn't have evidence. It doesn't have any truth to it. But you just go with it. It's easier to roll with that projection than it is to find out the truth. Why do you think people remain with that which they build for themselves? It's protection, because I don't want to give it up. Be honest with yourself. You don't want to give up the fact that you feel like you're a good person and somebody may feel like you're a bad person. You don't want to give up that. You don't. It feels nice. Maybe people in your life have always told you, man, you're a great dude. It's just easy to talk to you. I don't feel like you have any drama, you don't cause problems. I just love being around you. And in that moment, you start to go, yeah, I am that guy. I'm the guy who's nice. I'm the guy who helps people. I'm the guy who doesn't cause people problems. I'm that guy. And where has it led you? It has led you to not approaching. It has led you to not expressing yourself. It's very important for you to keep this image. Be honest with yourself. It is very important for you. You enjoy it. It gives you pleasure in some way. It gives people the chance to view you as someone that's nice and good. And you enjoy that. Yeah. You can say that to yourself. I enjoy feeling like I'm a good person. I do. I enjoy feeling like I'm a good person. But a true good person is not someone that's going to not allow others to feel bad. If you want to know how you're going to be the best person that you're going to be, or a real good person, you need to let others experience life. Let others feel bad for you living your life. Let others feel like they are challenged by the way you live your life. You're trying to protect them in some way. You're like, I don't want you to feel bad, so I'll do whatever I can to make you feel good. But then that stops you from living your experience. interrupt women. Interrupt them, for sure. If you want to go speak to someone, go interrupt them. Their life is not so filled with importance that you coming up is just a total disturbance. If you feel like you're disturbing, then be a disturbed person. Let women feel like you're a disturbing person. If you feel like that you are interrupting their day, you're bothering them, feel like you are bothering them. Feel it. Feel what it's like to feel like I'm bothering someone. Your experience means more to you than you trying to please them, to not let them feel anything but good. If you live in that existence, you will never approach a woman. You never will. Because the only way you can go say hello to somebody is to interrupt their day, is to go in and say, I know that I'm interrupting your day. That's basically what's behind what you're saying, but I have something to say to you. And it's not like women don't want this to happen. And you've seen the evidence. If you're watching this video, you've seen the evidence. The feeling that's inside of you, of course, is much stronger than the evidence because you want to hold on to you feeling like a good person. Of course it is. But the choice is here. The choice is do something about it or don't watch these videos. That's the choice. Because a guy, he'll continue on with this, I feel like I'm bothering her. He'll do that all the way to the end of his life and he'll continuously watch these videos. Or he'll maybe go do one and be like, I knew it was bothering them. And he'll just stop watching the video, which is great. It's great. Go live your experience. If your experience is, you know what, I want to be this way. I want to care how people view me as a good person. Then don't watch these videos because you need to go live that experience. I want you to. I'm not trying to save you from not living the experience. But if you want to learn about approaching women, if you want to learn about what this experience is like meeting someone on the street, then you need to understand that the only way you're going to be able to go up to her is to interrupt her day. You need to interrupt her day because what you have to offer is something that many women want. Women yearn for connection with men. I'm not talking about the women out there who feel weird about it. I'm not talking about the women out there who have a boyfriend, who already have something. I'm talking about the single women walking around who don't meet anybody. It's the single women walking around who have to wait until the weekend to meet somebody. You got to realize that means 5 days of their week, they're not meeting anyone. And the other 2 days of their week, they're out trying to meet guys at the club and things. Or the 5 days of the week, they have 5 to 6 guys at their work that they're trying to just feel, okay, which one do I like? This is the lives that women live. But you can be someone that interrupt their life and go, no, you don't need to talk to the guy at your work. You have another choice. And that's the beauty of approaching women in this way. I thank you so much for tuning in to this video. I was going to talk to women today, but I chose not to simply because I wanted to give you something that was totally from the heart without women being involved. Because all of this, to be honest with you, yes, it's in relation to women, but I care about your growth as a man. I'll leave you the video link in the description box if you want to know more about this interruption thing that I was talking to a guy in my Toronto seminar. It'll be below that. But what will also be there is my free Meet to Bedroom series. This is everything from what do you do on the approach to what do you do when you get her to her doorstep. How do you take her upstairs when she's saying, I don't want to go. Subscribe because this is the way you're going to be able to follow me. And share this with anyone who you feel it's like, oh man, am I bothering her? Or just feel like I don't want to interrupt her. Share this with anybody who does that you know. And in the meantime, like I always say, who you are is valuable for that which you want in life and in relation to women. It's just realizing it. I'll talk to you on Monday.